Peace forever and always. This is your brother Taalik Ibn'rad, and welcome once again to another exciting edition of the Realities Temple on Earth. Don't y'all love those graphics? And of course, I'm the master of ceremonies here, the angel snubbing up 7. I'm your brother Taalik Ibn'rad. When I was a child, perhaps I could guess 3rd or 4th grade, maybe a little younger, but anyway, let's just say it's somewhere in that time period. I can remember so clearly that myself and my other classmates, we were gathered in this circle and the teacher was in the middle of us. And the lesson for that morning was, what was the meaning of our names? The majority of my classmates had traditional common names. Most of the names came from out of the Bible or Bible related. That's the way it was when I was growing up down south. My mother gave me an unusual name that came from a Caucasian actor. So the teacher found a book of names and began to tell us the description or the definition of what those names meant. My name was never found because it was unusual. But names like John, Sue, Sally, Peter, Emmanuel, all those different names, basically, they come from out the Bible. She found all those. And I was shocked because the names you would think would be good names, but they turn out to be, especially if it came from out the Bible, but it turned out that the names, I don't know what book she was using, but the names were bad. Like I remember that she looked up John, and John meant wino or drunkard or something to that effect. Anyway, these were horrible names. Now, at the time as a child, we laughed at these names. Ha, 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 ha. You're a drunkard. Ha, your name means you're a prostitute. Ha, ha, ha. But it's not funny. It's not funny because a name describes us. A name places us in a family. So if I say orange, you don't expect to see an apple. If I say cat, you don't expect to see a dog. So a name describes something. When you name your child, you're supposed to be placing a name on the child to describe something about the child. That's why when I was in the Nation of Islam, the Honorable Elijah Muhammad said we should not, as soon as a child be born, name that child immediately. We want to see what that child may become or what his attributes may shine from him. Because why name a child angel when the child really is a devil? And that's really what I wanted to speak about on these videos. Because since that time, as a child, I have learned that those who were converted to Islamic teachings by the Honorable Elijah Muhammad took on what they call holy names. Some of them named themselves Muhammad or Ishmael or these holy names that relate to the Prophet Muhammad, peace be unto him. And then they name their children and give their children these holy names. Now you are in 2009. And the sad thing about all this is that those brothers and sisters back then were trying to take their children from out of their slave master's name. They didn't want their children to be John and Sally and Jackson and Washington and all these different things. Because those names, as long as we hold on to those names, then they place us into the family of the white man, of which those were names forced on us as slaves. So we don't want that, because I'm not your slave. But what is sad is that we take these holy names and we name ourselves Muhammad or Shabazz and whatever. But now in 2009, we have tainted these names because Shabazz is a rapist and a pedophile sitting in some Illinois penitentiary. Matter of fact, just a few weeks ago, here in the St. Louis area, it was a man named Elijah Muhammad that escaped from jail, who was accused of all kinds of theft and other ill behaviors. Elijah Muhammad. What's the sense of running around? I don't want no slave name. My name ain't Johnny Jefferson. Now my name is Abdullah. Okay, cool. So Abdullah Abdallah is a better name. It's a righteous name, so you say. But what's the sense of going from Johnny Jefferson to Abdullah Abdallah and you're a thief? You're a murderer. You're a killer. You're a con artist. So now you tainted the name. You might as well stay Johnny Jefferson. I would prefer you to stay Johnny Jefferson if that's how you're going to do it. I went into the courts to get rid of my slave name, to take the name that I have today. But if I'm still going to be a Negro, if I'm still going to be a fool and an idiot and a wacko, then I might as well have kept that name, because the new name is a positive name and you're supposed to reflect the new name. You're not supposed to taint it. You're supposed to reflect. If your name is one of the attributes of God and it's positive, then you should reflect that. Otherwise, why not just hold on to what you was given? A name is good as gold. A name describes us. My daddy was a Jefferson, and my great-great-great-great-daddy was a Jefferson. And if you continue to do that, you know and I both know, you end up outside of Jefferson. You'll find out there was a name forced on your people. Why you want to continue? If you're a free man, if you're a free woman, why you want to continue in the names that was forced on your people by an evil racist? And now you hold on, you talk about racism. He racist. Every time you get a chance. He racist, and he racist, but you hold on to that damn names. You don't have to go into and change your name to some African name or some Arabic name in order. Black people have all kinds of languages. You can find a black name, or you can make a black name on your own. But don't just make up any kind, like Shaquiqua, La Wamba, all these old corny ghetto names that don't have no meaning, that don't mean nothing. Find you a name with some meaning and make it yours. And I know you're not going to give yourself no bad name. So if your name is pretty and it means something of high value, then you become high value. If you're not going to become high value, so good. Stay Shaniqua. Stay Lucianne. Stay all those different things. Because those names come from out of a condition where we expect unrighteous behavior. We expect Laquita to have 10 kids out of wedlock. We expect baby boy Jones to be locked up in some prison for murdering his family for $10 crack habit. So you need to stay those things. But if you're going to choose a righteous name, a name on a higher level, then let us do the same. Let shame the name. Let us be what we now want to call ourselves. If we want to be evil, then keep those slave names. Because a lot of y'all are slaves, so that's good, y'all keep that. But if you want to be better and a thinker of yourself, then let us get out of those and become something better and become actually who we are, a righteous, powerful people. This is Brother Taalik Ibn'rad. Thank you for listening, and this was it is. Change them names. The reality's temple on earth.